everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and this morning we just got a brand new trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix version. So this one, I believe, is the full trailer. We actually got to see kind of a teaser about a couple months ago. I think it was like in December, November, when they had given us like the first look of what the Netflix live action looks like, and I did a reaction for that way back then. And I just recall my reaction from the teaser trailer, how much the whole show kind of looked like, at least in the first view of it, because I mean the visual looks spectacular. It looks as though just having seen the first few footage, that it was going to be very, it was going to be faithful to the original Nickelodeon series. You probably saw how I was getting a little bit emotional seeing how they were able to recreate the world of Avatar from the animated series to live action. I think from that first impression, you can tell that I was absolutely, hooked on the show. So I know right now, as of right now, we know for a fact that the show is going to be coming out next month. We haven't really been getting a lot more details since that teaser had dropped, but it seems as though that we are starting to kind of see a lot more material kind of showing up. We have this new trailer, this full trailer, so hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of a better look at some of the characters, what their art's going to be looking like. That was something that the first trailer did not get to go too deep into, whereas I would believe this could be the case for this one. So we'll see where what this trailer is going to show, hopefully again to see a bit more of the characters and their arcs and kind of teasing a little bit more of that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right down into the trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Pause. And the world might never recover. The world needs the Avatar.
Is that when the Fire Nation
needs
attacks
you,
in the temple? That's like the first scene right there.
Fire Nation has destroyed everything in their path. If the world is gonna have any chance, it's gonna need Aang.
Right. There goes the savior of the world.
I've chased down every hint of the Avatar.
Oh man, that's
It's my destiny.
I'm not someone who can stop the Fire Nation. I don't want the responsibility.
You don't have to do this alone. You have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
The world needs you. Remember what it is we're really fighting for. The ones we love.
I'm the Avatar, and I'm gonna save the world. With my friends.
Oh man. So that was the official trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix version. And I have to say, there's definitely a lot more information we're getting out of it. It seems as though that a lot of what we see in this new trailer is basically on point with the main arcs from the original series, or at least the first book of the original series. Or when I mean by book, I mean chapter 1 of the original series. So that it's basically what I needed just to kind of get a better grasp of how they're going to portray the characters, because we didn't get to see a lot of that. Here in this trailer, we got to see a little bit more of who Aang is, or Aang. I'm pretty sure it's Aang. But we get to see a little bit more of Aang here, where we kind of see how he feels as a character, what his characterization is. Like at least from the original, series, we know that yeah, he is the Avatar, but he's someone who is very, lighthearted, playful, someone who is very aware of his duties, yet like he does not really he doesn't let that, overtake who he is as someone who likes to kind of be very adventurous. So, like that's how he is. And I do get a sense of that a little bit here. Like I will say for one thing that I haven't really gotten that bit of Aang that we saw from the series where he has a bit of more of that playfulness. We do see one snippet though where he is doing like that, airball thing that he's playing around. So I think that was like maybe the hint right there of, okay, this is the playful version of Aang that we're seeing here in the series that we saw back in the original one. I think that was something that, the M. Night Shyamalan version really kind of, really ruined the whole aspect of Aang, just because like that's what really makes Aang such a a really great character, because he's not someone who takes himself too seriously, even though he has this really big responsibility on his hand. But even with that being the case, he has been someone who is very youthful, very innocent, very playful. And I think that hopefully, like, if there's going to be more snippets or clips coming out of the Avatar series before the actual series comes out, that we get to see a little bit more of that personality of Aang, because I think that was something that is still kind of missing a little bit here. We do get the tad hint of it from, again, that one scene right there with like his air ball that he makes, but aside from that, it doesn't just show that he is someone who is, kind of exploring the world, who is joining his friends, who is aware of his duties. Like there is a little bit more of that seriousness of Aang in this version, or at least what we've seen so far from the trailer, than what we get from the actual series. But it's not trending too deep into how M. Night Shyamalan did his version, where Aang was just completely like, a very serious bland version. So that was just one thing I was gonna say there. Like I got the hint of that, but I still need a little bit more of Aang, or at least knowing what kind of Aang that we're dealing with here in this series. So that's just one thing that caught my attention. I have to say the visuals looks amazing as ever. Like I think that's the one kind of the big highlight of this whole trailer, is that we're really seeing some incredible visuals here. We see the Fire Nation, we see not Omashi, sorry, the one of the Air Kingdoms I can't think of right now, but we do see one of the Earth Kingdoms right there. So that's there. I think there was even a snippet of the Fire Nation attacking the Southern Air Temple, so like right around the time when the Fire Nation had started to kind of do their whole conquest right there. So I think I saw a little bit of that. I don't think that's in the original series. So already seeing a couple of changes here and there with regards to kind of what they're going to show, not show. So that's one thing. We see, I saw Azula, I saw Fire Lord Ozai. We kind of see a little bit more of this chemistry between Uncle Iroh and Zuko. We kind of see one bit where they're like, I guess I think they were kind of doing firebending practicing or something like that, like, or maybe they're countering something. So we got a snippet of that. We see, I think the big highlight, of course, is the fact that we got to see a bit more of this working relationship, or not just really working relationship, but this evolving friendship between Sokka, Katara, and Aang. We see a little bit more of that. We see even Katara we see a lot more of Katara in this trailer than we saw in the last one, because she is very integral to the story. She is the one who is going to push Aang to, just to eventually master his abilities as the Avatar, right? Knowing all four of the elements. So we got a little bit of that. We see a little bit more of them, using their bending skill. So we got to see Katara using her water bending. Like there was like that one snippet at the end. Again, we saw a couple of the Fire Nation stuff. We also got to see a little bit of Aang using his air bending. So there are a lot of great sequences I got to see here. Like, again, the visuals look spectacular. I'm getting a little bit of a better sense of the characters, of course. There was that one scene where, the Avatar awakens from his sleep. We saw that right there. Like, I think it was like maybe 30 seconds in. But yeah, overall, it looks pretty good. I don't know, maybe I just felt a little bit more emotional in the first version just because it was like the first time seeing it. Now that I really kind of grasped everything, that okay, I know what's going on, this is what I have the anticipation for. This one definitely gave a little bit more of an idea of who the characters are, who we're dealing with. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes open, and I know the show's coming out in like what, less than a month now, so that's something I'm looking forward to seeing when it does drop on Netflix. But it looks really promising. Again, there are a couple of areas where I'm like, okay, I want to see a little bit more. Maybe they're kind of holding it off until the series. I know there's a lot of things that have happened a little bit behind the scenes regarding the original creator and, you know, the show creators for this one. But I mean, I'm really gonna keep my hopes up and hope that, you know, it still becomes a very good adaptation of the original series from Nickelodeon. I mean, One Piece has done it. Like, I mean, hopefully they can be, you know, Netflix can be 2 for 2 on this, and like within the you know, a matter of 1 year. But yeah, I think that I hope that, you know, when the show does come out between now and February, that we do get to see a lot more of what really made the original show so great, and that gets integrated into this version, as well as, you know, seeing areas where they're going to be changing some stuff. I know the showrunner has mentioned a couple of areas where they are going to be, you know, making some changes, of course. So like elevating Azula's arc and adding in bits and pieces a little bit more of like, okay, what happened with the whole, you know, event regarding the Fire Nation attacking the Southern Air Temple, because of course, you know, that's where they're going to find the Avatar. And so yeah, I mean, lots of promise. I cannot wait to see the show. I mean, this is one that I'm kind of like really intrigued by. I think this is going to be like one of the first official shows I'm going to be, well, not really, I also saw Echo, which I have yet to put up, but yeah, but I look forward to seeing Avatar: The Last Airbender. Again, it looks really promising, and I think that's all I have to say about what I've seen so far from this trailer. So what are your thoughts? So yeah, having now seen the trailer, let me know what your thoughts are. Having now seen this trailer, this new trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender, do you think that, you know, having seen a bit more of the characters, like, are you sold by this, or do you think that you need a little bit more footage to kind of be convinced to see this? Do you feel like you're now far more excited, or are you just kind of about the same? Like, I feel like for me, I'm like, I mean, I'm sold, but like, I still would like to see more. Having now seen this trailer, of course, like, do you think that there's gonna be some massive changes, or they're gonna really be on point with the actual series? I know they didn't really get to focus too deep into Aang and like showing a bit more of that, you know, that not childish side, but a bit more of that youthful side of him. So it's like, okay, are we gonna see more of that? Do we hope to see more of that, or they made some changes from that? And let me know if there are any other things that you really want to talk about, the visuals, kind of details that I may have missed. I know I mentioned a little bit about the Fire Nation attacking the Air Temple, but anything else I may have missed from this? I know we got to see a little bit more of Zula and Fire Lord Ozai here, but anything that you feel like it'd be worth kind of discussing, let me know in your comments down below, and make sure to like and subscribe.